And hello, everybody, and welcome to the inaugural, the first, the premiere, the first one of this grand series that is known as Scion the Tower. Thank you all for joining. My name is Chaz. I'm going to be your story guide today, and I'm going to take everybody on an adventure. Um, that begins in the world of Scion, a world where mythology is not just present, but is real, a world where gods exist on TikTok and Kitsune can run into a shopping mall. This is the world we're going to be in. And we have a fantastic game planned. But before we get too deep into it, I want to talk about the real stars, or at least allow the real stars to introduce themselves. So let's begin with Zach. Please introduce yourself and who you're playing in this game of ours. Thank you so much. Crow, once again, please introduce yourself, who you're playing.
Hi, I'm Crow. I will be playing Nolan Peters, a born scion of Ares.
Uh, and we do have some more players. They will not be here today. They'll be making their grand entrance next week, and which is why next week I will probably also say this is the real premiere of the big introduction of the whole group, but that is not for now, but for later. As I say, it's the world where the gods are real, and they are these beings known as Scions. Scions born of gods, or chosen by gods, or part of gods in some rhyme or reason, have the ability to ascend into godhood. I have run this game multiple times, and usually when I run this game, my sweet spot tends to be right after the moment of visitation, i.e., when these essentially chosen human beings meet up with their divine parent, and their divine parent drops the bomb and says, "Oh, you got some magic. Go learn how to do it." Sometimes it's a little more violent than that. Sometimes it's a little more bombastic than that. But it is this moment of transition when they see behind the veil, so to speak. We won't be doing that today. These Scions have not just become heroes. They have been heroes for a long time, with their legend growing and growing and growing. People speak of their names and worship them almost as if they are about to become demigods. And it is here where we begin our story, taking place in the town of Atusa, a large metropolis that was once a bustling hub of titanic activity. Titans being these primordial forces that tend to go against what humanity wants. However, about a decade ago, give or take a few years, a man known simply as Doug came on the scene. Doug is a billionaire and has spent the vast majority of his wealth given to philanthropic endeavors. He is big into the arts and has bought many pianos and kind of strewn them around the city so that children can walk up and be surrounded by music. He has given to education, but his primary place where he just loves to give is to the Scion cause. He loves Scions, and so he sponsors many Scions. He hosts many benefits for Scions, and because of him, many Scions tended to flock to Watusa to kind of be part of what he is doing. He has taken special interest in our two Scions here, as they have been around since close to the beginning of him really getting popular as this kind of Scion backer. And today is a Monday. And he has invited you all to show up early in the morning at 7 a.m., although he is willing to wait much longer. He is just really excited to share with you his brand new idea. Um, Zach or Bodhi, how will you be? Well, what time are you going, and how will you be arriving at Doug's fancy office?
Um, so Bodhi is walking there. We're using whatever public transportation is going to get him closest to, and then walking from whatever bus stop or subway station he can get to. Uh, he arrives relatively on time. Um, he's up that early, anyways. he's a little miffed that he's missing out on that he's um, been called in for his during what is would normally be the morning meditation time, um, and he's just wearing you know his normal of a just unmarked T-shirt and sweatpants.
Gotcha. Um, Actually, yeah, that makes sense. So as you catch the bus, there's like a couple like stops you have to make, but like the bus is likely the easiest way to get there. You notice two things. One, it has been drizzling for the past week or so. And while it hasn't been drizzling, all that much, um, this length of time that's been drizzling is very uncommon for this area of the US. Two, there are a lot more people that you would expect trying to get to bus this early. The vast majority of them have what you would feel as like survival supplies. So can already tell all the toilet paper from all the stores are gone because everybody on the bus just has, handfuls of them. Canned goods are stocked out. Like there are people are like it's like they're preparing for something, even though there really shouldn't be anything on the horizon.
And
Nolan. Oh, sorry.
that's not at all odd that people have are buying up all the toilet paper. Though the plants could easily certainly could use the water. So
Yeah, it's super helpful, and you can see that the whatever grasses that are left in this city are very much like thriving with this just like constant deluge of like a decent amount of water over this past week, 8 days or so. Nolan, what time are you getting there and how are you arriving?
Um, Probably. Ever been here before? Is this like a new thing?
He invites you at least once a month. Um, Unlike most Scions that he invites, he's usually inviting them for like a business deal or I'm holding this banquet in your honor. Can you help out? You kind of get this sort of like fanboy vibe from him. He's just like, I want to hang out. Are y'all willing to give me some of your Scion time? So if you don't show up, he's not particularly miffed at. He's like, you're probably saving the world and don't want to hang out.
Right. Probably am going to use the normal thing that I do is because it's convenient and I just don't want to have to deal with people early in the morning. I am just gonna find the nearest men's bathhouse and
Mhm.
just kind of use my way of traveling through that whole network,
Right.
walk on through, come through, and then probably walk the rest of the way there if it's close enough.
You would have to walk like 3 blocks, but that's not,
That's fine.
yeah. And what time are you showing up?
Uh, Around the time that he's asking for. So, I
Okay.
mean, he's kind of tired because last night he was like, I had to close last night. Son of a. Okay. He just rumbles but walks there anyways because he doesn't want to be rude.
Gotcha. So as you leave the bathhouse and you're just kind of like, it's so early, my eyes are burning. You get a text. How do you have you named Aries in your phone?
Um, and the only reason why he's done this is because Aries kind of put it in his phone this way. His dad in his phone.
Yeah. All
Um, he's also put up there like a second nickname, Annoyance,
right.
in big letters.
So you get a text from Annoyance, or you get multiple texts. Reading, "Hey kiddo, hope you're having a good day. I want to invite you to dinner to meet the fam." Then more comes through. Actually, can you host dinner? I'm not sure you're ready to come to Mount Olympus. Then more texts come through. Thanks so much. You're the best. Love, Dad. Then more texts come through. Also, make it a good restaurant.
I'm guessing I'm inviting someone to dinner. All right. He doesn't even answer it, just kind of tucks the phone back in. Um, he's just like, you know what? I got one thing I have to deal with. That's just, we're not going to deal with that right now.
Okay. So you get your barrage of texts and you kind of make your way through. Like I said, it is drizzling, but like not too much. You can like duck under, awnings to make your way with only being like slightly wet when you arrive. And you will two will likely arrive at the same time. You two definitely grew up as Scions together. As your legend grew, you have tended to split apart, but you still at heart are connected through that like band, that experience that you all have. Um, and so as you arrive, you see each other. Maybe it's been like a week or so. And as you go to like greet each other, Doug swings the door open and runs out, excited to see you. Way too excited for anyone at 7 a.m. I don't care how early you get up. There's still a level of excitement that is expected for everyone else.
Uh, I think Nolan kind of parries Doug in a way that doesn't necessarily like flip him over, but it kind of just motions him around just so he aims most of like his love and affection towards Bodhi.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just-
Just Bodhi Nolan, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad. I am so excited. I'm. Oh yes! Come on in. Come on in. I have a world-class breakfast ready for you all. I have
Okay.
everything. I have hired 5 chefs. I didn't know what style you wanted, and so I tried to get the. Just come on in. And he,
Okay. All right. You learned from last time, right?
I. If I say no, are you gonna leave?
I gotta touch you. You know this. He never learns from last time.
Do I need I'll
Well,
just get more chefs. Like that's like this. I'll just get more chefs.
get
More chefs.
just get one vegan one. That's all. That's all you need to do, or at least a vegetarian. Not even vegan, vegetarian.
I have a chef who's good at barbecue, and she makes her own barbecue with the vegetable. I'm gonna call right now. You don't go anywhere. And he like pulls out his phone. And you see as he pulls up his phone, he's like, "Hello, Rachel? Yeah, I know it's early. Can look? Can
No,
you
no,
just come
no,
in
no.
and help?"
You don't make Rachel come in.
No, if she was
No,
gonna
no.
be here in another like 4 hours anyway. It's just a little early.
Let her come in the 4 hours. Let her enjoy her time, where she is has the free time to experience the world and what it has to offer, and share her joy in that way.
Or sleep. Sleep is also good.
I mean, depending on your point of view of sleeping when you're dreaming, that is another way of exploring the world. So,
Okay, Rachel, I'm calling you to ask you to sleep. She hung up. It's fine. It's
that's
I will
fair.
get that. I'll get that. I'll get that vegan chef. Don't worry about it. I just need to make a few phone calls, but we'll get that happen. Come on in. I have to show you. I have a presentation
All
for you.
right, all right.
And so he escorts you through this, massive building and takes you into the elevator and takes you to the tippy top. Only 10 floors. Like it's not the tallest building in the world. But for a Tusa, considering it's not like in the center of the city proper, it's fairly tall. And he takes you to his secret, like his own chambers where you need like access code and takes you upstairs. And there you see there is a large spread with seemingly 5 like Michelin star chefs sitting down, and he's like, do any of you have a friend who can cook vegan food? And one of the chefs like, I can get somebody if you're paying. He's like, yeah, no, I'm paying. Just can you get them here, please? I think I messed up.
Um, to be polite, Bodhi will grab a plate,
Hmm.
um, but knowing our friend Doug, pretty much everything on the spread has meat in it.
Yes.
So like he's just gonna have like a slice of toast at the moment or a bagel,
Right. Just like something to like keep your stomach going as you wait for. Yeah.
something to be polite.
Yeah.
Um, I am grabbing bacon and he's just looking around. Anyone got a whiskey? Um, I have a thing I have to do. So if anyone has a whiskey or anything close to it, that'd be great.
And one of the chefs just kind of like raises their hand and like pulls you over here, brings you over. It's like I have a couple of bottles. I don't know which is your.
Anything is fine.
Here,
Anything is
here,
fine.
here you go.
Okay. He grabs that. Goes back over near Bodhi with bacon. Does not drink the whiskey. Places right in front of him. Just kind of slides it over.
That's also a no go.
Oh no, that's not for you. That's for. It's a long story. Just
Okay, all right, no, fine.
And so Doug is like, now I was gonna wait a little bit, but I feel like now's a good time to introduce you to my brand new Scion centric endeavors. I have sunk a quarter of my estate into this, but I think it's gonna be good. When he like pulls off the sheet and unveils what looks like this massive circular, like a model of this massive circular building. And he says, "Welcome, welcome to Scion Towers."
Scion Towers.
Yes, yes, it is this like central hub for Scions. So Scions can come here and like sign up for agents. They can like live together and use TikTok to promote themselves. And the best part is I want to work with a few Scions, work with a few sorcerers to allow Scions to go to different realms, whether it's, Mount Olympus or Heimdall. Like there'll be teleportation circles, arches within. So like Scions, humans, they can go to the heavens whenever they want.
Okay,
Uh,
Bodhi, I'll let you go first because I.
So this is like one of those apartment complexes that like targets like college students and young adults,
I
but for
it's
scions.
yes, specifically to support them in how they are saving the world.
Okay.
I see the vision and I see the intention, right? Right?
Yeah,
But there's an assumption here that I think you kind of misunderstood. I don't think you know this, but not every Scion is like us, kind of into saving the world. Rather, they're made mostly just to they have their own intentions in mind. So you
Like
I'm,
would
that
have to sell that on them.
like that asshole Ballyhoo who's always on who all he does is just Instagram.
I mean, we would have like a screening process, and I would rely on, you or people like you to like kind of screen because like I agree that I don't know this, but like if we could get the young up and coming science who want to do good and get them all together and support them, that's good, right?
I mean, I guess if it's a landing place for scions from out of town, uh,
Yeah.
Is there something you're not telling us? Because I feel like there's a but here that you just haven't exclaimed yet.
Uh, no, I haven't held anything back.
Like there's no like hidden thing, nothing like, oh, and by the way, this world-ending thing is happening because we're building the tower.
No, the tower is to prevent the world-ending things. Like what happens if like there's a world-ending monster in the water? If all the Scions are like right there, they can like build a band for the best Scions to take care of it and go stop the monster.
Or Poseidon gets into another slap fight with like some of the other oceanic gods out there, like the last time that happened.
Yeah. And then we'll have like a door to his realm, and a Scion could be like, "Hey, Poseidon, don't do that, please." Like, it's the goal is to make it easier, not harder.
So, what's your pitch other than putting a bunch of scions in one place?
I mean, that was really the big thing, just having a place all the Scions could go, they could get all the support they need. Uh, they we could create, Scion specific weapons and give them doors to different places. So, the Scions who can't teleport, they can go to different places. Like it really is supposed to be this one stop for all of your psionic needs. Psionic? That's a different word. You know what I'm saying. I thought you would be more excited. Did I
I
do something wrong?
No, no. While I get the intention, but after doing this for a while, Scions tend to be a lot more dynamic than what you're proposing. What you're proposing is for someone more logical than you really, really give them more of a, you know what, I'm just gonna put out there.
Okay.
You underestimate them a little bit more than most people would.
Okay. Okay. Maybe you're right. I've already spent a couple billion on this, so does not make me super happy.
Wait,
Um,
stop. A couple billion?
I mean, I had to buy the block or blocks, and then, like the building takes up the entirety, all four blocks, and it's like circular, and there's not a lot of architects who are willing to do that. And then like, if we're building things to like, teleport you to Poseidon's realm, it can't just be cement, so it's very specific materials. Um, Okay, you know what? What if we retool some stuff? What if it's not for Scion, but it's like a museum for Scions, or humans can go and like,
You said you bought like 4 blocks.
yeah,
What happened to the people and the businesses that were taking up those four, that were residing in, operating in those 4 blocks?
I I had to buy them out. I got them like homes in my neighborhood. Um, Tried to like I'm building like an island, so like the donut shop that was there can like rebuild over there. I'm paying for it, of course. That's part of the billions. Um,
Oh
I may have
God, you didn't.
underestimated in saying it was more than a couple of billion. It was about half my life savings, but
Coming back to that in just a second, you didn't get rid of the bodega, the Haitian hair shop, the.
get rid of is a strong term. It is being relocated to the island, and it's going to be a Scion themed boat. Um, I was thinking about like getting, young people who want to be Scions. They can like drive the boat, so they could be around Scions. Like it,
All right, Doug, hand me a marker. Hand me a
it's like,
marker.
okay, here you go.
Okay, let me go to the whiteboard right quick. Okay, you see this? This is gentrification. All right.
But
Okay.
but I
No, 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 no. This is gentrification. So, gentrifying 4 blocks that belongs to potentially the Loa, some other more South American based gods, not to mention gods from different parts of the West Indies. from those 4 blocks, and you think that they're going to be happy to join the tower for Scions after you just relocated potentially their followers.
And so you see him like the wheels are turning, not quickly, but they're he's like taking your words and it's like, oh. And as he's thinking, the door opens.
Oh boy.
And out comes out a two people, another seemingly Michelin star chef who you could safely assume to be the new vegan chef. We are now up to 6 Michelin star chefs. Um, and a young woman, very big glasses, like thick braids coming down to the sides, and this kind of like white puffy jacket coat, um, whose eyes are like very bloodshot. You've seen her before. This is Rachel, who, after being so unceremoniously woken up, was unable to return to sleep. Nolan, you've seen Rachel before, and so you would know this without having to like try to figure it out. You are unable to look at her for more than 2 seconds max before it feels like your heart is stopping. And just so like we're clear, not in like a romantic like oh my, like oh shit, I'm having a heart attack. I didn't know Science had this. What is happening?
Right, right. I hate that. Okay. Um, oh, this is why I say you should have just let her sleep.
He walks up, looks at you all, looks at him, looks at the board, and then goes to get herself a plate.
Hey, Rachel, hi. Great seeing you. I hate this. I hate being silent so
Oh,
much.
hi Nolan. How's it going? Oh,
Great. It's a beautiful morning.
it isn't that. And she just stares daggers at Doug, who is keenly focused on like trying to figure out how he can do his thing uh without, the whole relocation of an entire area of people. Uh, is gentrification okay if it's in the past? Because we've already broken ground.
Oh, no, it's not okay if it's in the past. What makes you think past or present or future gentrification is any better?
It's more so that like I've already like there's already like moving trucks like moving them today. So I guess my question is not so much is it okay, but more so a statement that it's already happening. So how can we make this better?
Cody, this is all you.
All right. So I like that you have the intention to do the right thing by these people to try to make um, the uh, possible undue burden that you've put on them to try to alleviate some of that and try to repair some of that. So that's the right intention there. Um,
Okay.
so, like, you said you're putting them on an island.
Yes, we took some high quality sand from Florida, had it shipped over here, um, and like built an island. It's about 10 square miles, this island.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's where their businesses are. Like I bought some of the houses in my neighborhood, and so they're living by me. They're my neighbors now.
Okay. How are these people going to get to work?
I guess I could extend the bus service, or I could buy them cars, or
But if it's on an island,
oh, okay, I could build a boat, or yeah, have a boat built, a couple boats built.
okay. So you're gonna have ferry service to your island.
Yes, yes.
Hourly, half hourly.
Uh, probably every 15 Rachel every 15 minutes, and Rachel's like, don't bother
Do you
putting me in
have
this.
do you have schools on this island? Do you have a place of worship on this island? Do you have places of worship? Because maybe not everybody's all the same.
I can okay, if we bring another couple tons of sand to extend the island another like 10 square miles, we can build the entire community there.
And just want to make sure I'm not the you're building on sand.
Well, there's some engineer has this thing where they take the sand and they do something with it, so it's like kind of like cement, but also not cement. And I didn't ask questions, I just kind of paid them.
Entertainment. You're gonna put entertainment on this island.
Uh,
Theaters, concert venues.
well, they'll still have access to Atusa, where it's just the 4 blocks that's moved. So they can still
But
use.
again, they have to leave the island.
Well, but yeah, but they have to leave the island anyway, because like I don't live on the island. I live, in what people call the fancy neighborhoods here. I don't think it's that fancy. I've lived in fancier, but that's neither here nor there.
I've
But
been to your house. You take a golf cart from the gate to the front door. It has elevators. What do you think is not fancy about that?
well, I mean, like my office has elevators. Is that fancy?
An office building? Okay. A house? That is a bit extravagant.
Okay. Okay.
Like there's entire apartment complexes with less bedrooms than your house has.
Oh. Okay. I see what you're saying. Uh,
Okay. All right.
So
Well, oh, I'm
what?
sorry. You go first.
Just as a final thought, going forward, try to think. And us Scions, we are very well taken care of by both you and the remainder of the population of the city. When you're planning new things, maybe think about the people who um, have needs that are not being met and not
okay.
wants, because what you're doing is fulfilling wants. There are people who aren't getting adequate food, shelter, clothing, education, the basics. Get that up to work on getting that up, building that up in the city, and then from there we can talk about extras.
Interesting. So he'll be deep in thought, and he'll be like, you know what? That makes sense. Uh, I will dedicate the first 4 floors of Scion Towers to fulfilling those wants. So we'll have a, a, a stocked food bank. We will have a school like on the second floor with the best educators we can find. Like I will do my best to do that uh in order to like meet those needs. But I have to admit I also do want to help Scions. That is a very selfish ask. And so I appreciate you all guiding me in a way to do it less shittily.
Okay.
Think about it this way: if I am not spending my time blessing gardens and families to help them grow healthy and strong, I have more of my time to dedicate to doing the heroic stuff that you are so often asking of me to do.
Roll me a persuasion roll with any attribute you think is relevant. Typically you would not need to roll a persuasion roll uh against like a non-scion. It's particularly like one individual. However, uh he is so keyed in on like wanting to be a scion in some form or fashion that even if doing something else is just generally more helpful, he is still like, I want to do this though.
Hmm.
Okay, are there any complications to this?
Now,
Okay.
Doug, I have a question.
yes.
Were we the first people you told this to?
You were the first people I revealed it to. I had an entire team of engineers, and social workers, physicians, scientists, to make it work.
No CD planners, no old scions, no one who would be able to
I
lead.
did not speak with the city planners. I believe the civil engineers spoke with the city planners. I did not have access to any old scions, unfortunately. I didn't want to bother you all, so I figured I would just like reach out to the people who knew, how to build these teleportation circles and how to construct 50 floor tall towers and that sort of thing. What was that role?
Yeah, so just as a question, so I've had different story guides play it differently. Some play as the um, specialties from other skills would apply to the role. Some would have it so the specialty would apply to the role. Um, how do you play it as like an integrity specialty could apply to a presence persuasion role or
Yeah,
okay. So strength of conviction as my integrity specialty.
nice.
Would that be something that would apply to this role?
Yes, it would.
That would be 6 successes.
Oh, so you speak from the heart, and you can just see that you are breaking this poor billionaire's like soul. Like he keeps wanting to, but you're just keeping like no, no, and eventually he's like, you are right. I while I may want to create Scion Towers, I can see how this want is actually unnecessarily harming many others. I will switch Scion Towers to Atusa Towers. This is going to be focused entirely on giving aid to those who need it. Um,
Look, I mean, you can still have scions involved in this. I'm sure there are plenty of scions who would um, love a chance to meet people and live with people that they can help, um, and a place to land to get on their feet on the ground. Um, think of it as kind of I don't know. Mixed housing isn't the right word because that's normally like when you mix with low and middle income, but you mix Scion with people who have needs, and it's a great way for you got people. Think about it. This is a selling point for you. Have got a Scion on site. That's going to be you come into a place. You've got built-in people who you can help and become followers.
and you see his
That's
eye,
got to be something that can help them
you see his
be
eyes like lighting
beneficial
up,
for all parties involved.
and he's like, "That's it." And he like runs over to his desk and start like making like notes on his big book of like ideas, and he yells out without looking up, "Rachel!" And you see Rachel just like slowly pressing the button to go down before she gets called. And he's like, Rachel, we have work to do. She just like sighs loudly and looks at you, and then looks at Nolan. Nolan, make me a any resilience stat attribute of your choice. So stamina. Actually, no. This is a composure roll. A composure and survival or athletics roll.
Okay. Um, the with stamina probably be the same thing. So
Yeah.
four, so nine. Okay, and how does 10 works here?
I like exploding dice. Let's go with that.
Explain that. Okay, and then we roll that one. So six.
There is this chill up your body, and you literally feel your heart stop for just a second, and you turn away, and it starts beating again as she walks past. She and Doug is like, "Thank you both so much. I knew this would be a great meeting. Would you mind if I maybe invite you back next week so you can see my new updates and let me know if this works?"
Sure, sure, doggy.
Great. And I will make sure we have that vegan chef just waiting for you. And then he
Okay.
just goes back to his like drawings and is like, all right, Rachel, I need you to call this person, I need you to call this person, we need to cancel this person, and they are getting ready to not upend Scion Towers, but very much change the nature of what it will be. And you notice as you leave that it seems like the roof has a very small leak.
Huh.
It, mhm.
Bodhi, I hate this. I hate everything. I'm just gonna go back home and sleep. And not only do I have to help man a potential, I, what do you even call this? International domestic dispute? What?
Yeah. Um. Yeah. No. There's not lot of good. Um. But there's the need to try to point it in the right direction whenever we can. Um. And Bodhi's just gonna take a look up on the leak. Um. Does there does there appear to be anything noticeable about it or anything like?
Give me either an academics intellect role or an a occult and then your best social attribute role.
Occult or and social?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go with that. Well, that only got me two successes.
Okay. That is enough for you to at least acknowledge that this, while raining a week actually isn't that unheard of, like it may happen once every like 2 years. This rain feels different. As if there's not just water, but there's an intent behind this rain.
Damn it, Doug.
Uh, what, huh?
Doug, do you know why your roof is leaking?
I don't know. I had it patched last year and it shouldn't be leaking already. I was gonna call, someone to fix it, but I was so excited to have you all here, like it
No,
kind of
yeah,
slips my mind.
yeah. So is there anything more you want to tell me about the project or your recent interaction with Scions in the past week or so, or anything else that you might have done that someone might have taken the wrong way?
Uh, I don't. I mean, there is one thing. Um, I don't think anyone could take it the wrong way, but I've been trying to uh get a Scion to kind of mentor Rachel here. Um, she wants to be a Scion just like me. Unfortunately, she's not a Scion, but I figure if she's like around Scions enough, she can learn how to help, even if she's just a human being.
And who do you have mentoring Rachel?
No one has really been willing, honestly. Most of the Scions that I come in contact with are, fairly new, only being Scions for the past 3 or so years, and they're very much, busy on social media trying to become famous so they can become gods, so they don't have time to take on mentees, particularly human mentees.
All right, you're gonna have to find her a mentor because I can't keep doing the whole almost dying thing that she keeps doing.
Almost dying?
Scions shouldn't be getting heart attacks and other annoying things that come off of other Scions.
I, like I said, she's just a human being. Like, I don't, maybe you just like big glasses? I don't.
I don't know, maybe it might be something else. Maybe you should figure that out. Maybe work on that with Rachel.
I mean, if you think Rich is a Scion, we can do like the Scion tests and like see if there's like latent powers. It hasn't been like proven to work yet, which is why I didn't do it. But
Great. Maybe you should figure that out. And I don't know.
all right, like Rachel, like you might be a Scion. And Doug is exceedingly excited. Rachel, less so.
Yep, yep, nope. I know exactly how that feels.
Yeah.
Wait, got distracted. Leaking up the roof.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I figured I'd call somebody, if not today, tomorrow, and see if we can seal the leak.
All right. Okay, this is the most normal of the interaction I've had involving Scion stuff in about a week now. I'm a little concerned and a little bit afraid.
That's what I want. I want to make Scions feel like normal. They can just like walk around and they have places to go. Like that's what we're trying to do.
So, Rachel,
Yeah, yes.
how are things going?
I mean, they're fine, I guess. Graduated a couple years ago. I'm working here. I've been taking a Taibo class, and a pottery class, and a poetry class, and a dance class. So I'm trying to keep busy.
That seems like a lot of classes.
I get bored pretty easily.
Okay. Um, Anything I can pick up with an empathy roll that I might be missing with her? Because
Yeah, give me the roll. I will say it is you need two successes. There is a three complication, a level three complication.
Can I assist?
okay. Um, as I'm trying to get Rachel to open up and kind kind of let loose maybe something that might be going on. Would my charming persuasion specialty kick in on this one?
Yes, it would kick in.
Okay. So with the enhancement from the charming persuasion, that is 5 successes.
Just enough to get you there. You've heard Nolan talk about this like kind of heart attack thing. And while you still feel pain, given the level of legend you have, pain is starting to feel like very different to you because you're like getting closer and closer to just like being more of a concept of a god than actually just being a mortal that can live and die. However, you feel for just a split second your mortality quickly return to you. And just as soon as it starts, it ends. Um, and she starts talking, and from what you can gather, she is just someone who has been bored all her life. Like, grew up in an average home, in an average thing, not really worried about anything, but not having anything extravagant. And so she has never really found joy necessarily in that. She's just been bored with things. And everything she did was, in her view, safe to the point where now she just takes on more and more and more and more hobbies to kind of like relieve the boredom. Uh, However, because you got both successes, this is not like everyone gets bored. This is a level of boredom that borders on either she is not human or there is something non-human attached to her.
Rachel, what do you think about Doug's intentions for you to become a Scion?
And she kind of like starts to speak and she looks back and she's kind of, I don't really want to be a Scion. I think he wants to be a Scion. And so he just kind of assumes everybody wants to be a Scion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be a Scion. That sounds honestly kind of boring. You're always at everyone's beck and call, fighting things. I'm kind of happy with my pottery. I made a cup and she like brings out the cup and it's what you would expect for someone who just started to do pottery.
It's a nice cup.
Thank you. I can make you one. I'll I'll
Sure.
I'll make you one. I'll make you one. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, there is something non-human surrounding Rachel. What that non-humanness is would take deeper prodding, likely.
Mhm.
By the way, as you are on the like top floor of this billionaire's building, you know that like all the walls are glass. You can see there is light flooding happening on the road now, like about 3 inches maybe.
Hmm. Did I also see like the preppers who were like getting a bunch of stuff on my way over?
Probably, yeah.
Is it supposed to? Is this supposed to be like a hurricane or something, or what's happening?
So Doug will look on his phone and he'll be like, "No, the forecast says it's supposed to be sunny, 85 degrees." I figured this would stop eventually. Forecasting is never wrong, right?
It is frequently wrong.
Yeah, but shouldn't be this wrong. I'm gonna make a quick text. I hate I have to do this. Hey, And he just stops you like, no, wait, nope, don't text that directly. Talk to his assistant. Hey there, Margaret. It's Nolan. I need to ask you something about the weather. Send.
Uh, hey there, Nolan. Hope the bathhouse is going well. Shoot your question.
Anything abnormal popping up with with something involving the weather? Anything he doesn't put Scion, he puts us related and then hit send.
Let's roll for Margaret. How? Yeesh. Yeah, no, Margaret has no clue.
Damn it, Margaret.
Like no clue. She's like, we'll get back. Uh, I'll make some phone calls and get back to you.
Great. Also, Dad wants to go to a fancy restaurant. I don't know where. I figured you probably know better than I do. Send.
She takes about like 5 minutes to respond and says, and like I can, the fanciest restaurant is Chez Henri. Of course, they are historically booked out minimum 3 months in advance. Um, how would you like to proceed?
Just thinks about it. Hold, hold on. Don't worry. It should be open up for me. Just tell them Rick will send me by. They will understand what that means. Send.
Okay. She does, and she gets you like the second floor balcony, because she is unsure how many people you're going to have, and so she like, we got the second floor balcony reserved.
Perfect. Okay. And he goes back, looks up at the Bodhi. Okay. Margaret doesn't know shit, but I don't think this is normal. This just feels like a conundrum that we're possibly going to have to solve. So we might as well just juice this up to like DEF CON 3.
Okay. Um, so I'm not exactly sure how if this will work, but I'm going to give it a try. Um, I am going to attempt, as the water is flooding, is starting to, you know, start a flood and cause noticeable issues,
Mm-hmm.
for example. So I'm going to attempt to invoke the fertility um, purview as a marvel,
Yep.
so that every plant available just sucks up more water to start alleviating this.
Which legendary title would you like to use for this?
Let me see. So I think that the
You have one about being calm.
one of the 8 great fears is water.
Interesting.
Who
Roll me if
battles the 8 great fears?
roll me if you would an occult intellect roll.
Uh,
Or actually, Any mental, because I think, yeah, any of the mentals would work, but it must be occult.
Okay. Two.
Okay. How do you normally, or yeah, how do you normally correspond with Tara?
Um, usually there's chanting and meditation going on, but as we are, just as a side note, as he's enacting a marvel to do this in front of
Hmm.
people, they're seeing him turning it. He is his skin is turning blue, not like as a
Yes.
drowning sort of
But
thing,
it's like magic is
but
emanating.
yeah, like there's obviously magic at work as he is channeling his legend, and the omen of he turns blue.
Beautiful. And so uh you sit there, starting channeling this the fertility, the divinity within you, the flowers that are like in this office start to like grow in abundance. And as you're channeling, you're thinking about the last few meditations you had. And when you meditate, you can meditate on many things. Sometimes there is like nothingness. Sometimes you meditate on the essence of what fertility is. Um, the last few times have been somewhat disconcerting because it's been this heavy theme of eight, no matter what it is. Like if you're meditating on creatures, it's just eight. Everything is eight. Um, and you realize that the intent behind this might be towards you, as this is not necessarily one of the Great Eight fairs, but an essence of the Great Eight fairs. As not only is it about water, but there's that like inner turmoil where people are actively taking things, this focus on me, all coming from whatever the source of this is. While normally I would have you spend a legend on that, this is going to be imbuing a legend as you continually imbue the land around you to suck up the water. Not stopping the rain, but certainly stopping the flood. And you see Doug just like looking in awe, like applauding. He doesn't know what he's doing, but he knows your skin is blue. He knows some magic shit is happening, and he is just enthralled. Rachel seems nonplussed.
Does she just seems not impressed, or is she actually like annoyed or
Not
frustrated?
impressed
Not
is
impressed.
the
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Um, so Doug, you know a lot of people, right?
Oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
no one is like great as you, but
I mean, so there's there's something going on with this rain. It's going to be a problem if it keeps going, and there's something more to it than just nature. So I figure you know a lot of people. You might know somebody who knows a thing or two about finding out these kind of things. If you have a chance.
yeah. Oh yeah. Certainly. Rachel, take the morning off. I'm gonna make some calls, and then we'll come back this afternoon and fix Scion Towers. Rachel's like, oh, okay. And she picks up some more food on her way out.
Um, as she's about to go out, he's gonna take that glass of whiskey
Hmm.
and just push it behind his back. Hey there, person who keeps following me and handing me off stuff. If you could do me a solid and look into her, that would be great and beneficial, not just for me, but also for you, because that should not happen.
Okay. They are part of the group, correct?
Um, Whoever's been secretly sponsoring me, because he usually pours out a drink for them.
Gotcha. Okay. So you pour out that drink and you get that usual comforting feeling whenever you feel as if they have heard
Okay.
your communication.
I just figured I might as well let them know just in case, because if whatever bad is happening with us might also span to everyone else, and that's just no bueno.
Yep. All right. That person is aware. Um, you are now aware of one, that Doug intends to create Scion Towers, and two, the first of the Great Age Fears has made their move.
Okay, okay. Bodhi, explain to me again. Eight fears, first grade eight fears. I really don't understand any of that. I just kind of just nod my head to say like, oh yeah, no, I get it.
So there's the physical ones: the drowning,
Uh-huh.
thieves, lions, snakes, fires, uh, flesh-eating demons, captivity or imprisonment, and elephants. But they match up to those are what are the outer fears, the physical manifestations, as it were. While the inner there's the inner counterparts. So with drowning comes it's due to craving or attachment. Um, so it's as a flood of being attached to things. Um, thieves is the wrong or false views of stealing the right thoughts. Um, lion goes with pride. Snake is envy or jealousy. Fire is hatred or anger. Doubt is the demons. Um, money, um, greed is the captivity, and elephants are delusion or ignorance. So
Okay, seven deadly sins. We got to fight a war thing. That's the embodiment of wanting a bunch of stuff.
yeah, shoots an eye, looks over at Doug.
Who's just eavesdropping suggests like being subtle. He's just like listening on your conversation.
Yeah. So yeah, this is why I say working better with needs better than wants is the craving and the attachment.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, he's just gonna shove some bacon in his mouth. Okay, well, let's go deal with whatever is flooding, not flooding the wants and needs or whatever before it becomes the worst thing possible for my morning.
All right.
All right. So you leave the building. As you leave the elevator on the first floor, Nolan, you get a text or a deluge of texts. Hey, kiddo. I've talked to everybody. The whole family is coming. We'll need about 50 seats. Can't wait to see you. Love, Dad.
50 seats? Like I thought it was just gonna be like an intimate family thing. 50 seats? That's a whole that's a fucking family reunion. That's not like a oh, we're gonna have like a family dinner just with your technically your stepmother. I don't know. And like, maybe some siblings here and there. No, whole pantheon of family, I'm guessing, is just showing up to this. And in fact, I haven't even talked to my own like mother about this whole shindig because that's confusing all its own. Not to mention where I even found dad to begin with. You know what? I'm not gonna trauma dump. I'm not gonna dump all of this in one day. Water. We're dealing with flooding first.
I mean, just putting it out there that the temple has room for that many guests. Um,
Does it also have room for potential like swinging and of like going for blows and the fire to set temple?
I mean, I'm sure they've got adequate fire suppression units. Um,
Buddy, buddy,
those were all
buddy, look at
sponsored by Doug, so I don't know. Donated by Doug, I don't know. Hopefully, we haven't had the opportunity to test him out.
Bodhi, Bodhi, do you really want to risk that on the pantheon known for what you've heard the history lesson behind them, like, and this is Ares we're talking about. So like that temple, it's flammable, Bodhi. I mean, very flammable.
I mean, anywhere you go is going to be very flammable.
No, 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 Bodhi. This is like Greek pantheon
Right.
showing up to a temple of peace, non-peacefully.
I maybe being in a peaceful place will help them calm and be level headed and wait that. Okay, yeah, we'll deal with the water thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
See,
yeah,
see,
yeah.
right, right. See, you got it.
One problem at a time. Um, I have absolutely no idea where to start on this, though.
Wait, I got it. Okay, so I may not be good at this whole Scion thing, but what I am good at is this. And he's gonna turn to social media. Turn that on. All right. Someone tell me where someone is gonna post something either on TikTok, on Twitter. There's gonna be discourse, but we will know exactly where it's happening. And he's gonna look the center of this whole problem up there.
Gotcha. So you're on social media, and there is it's doing what social media do. So not everything is useful. You do hear of this fisherman who has claimed to have caught a dragon out in the East Harbor.
Dragon, Fisherman, East Harbor.
That sounds like a good starting point.
Yep.
All right, we're heading there.
Yep. Just heading there. Um, he is going to be like, wait, before we go, I already know what's going to happen. So let's go over the safety guide one more time. In the event that something pushes one of us through a wall, we book it.
Okay. I mean, like a physical wall or like to another plane of existence.
Yes.
I mean, have you seen some of the places around that part of the docks though? I mean, those walls aren't very easy, aren't very hard to go through. So I mean, that seems like a little minor. Um,
But Bodhi, I am sick of being thrown through a wall because somehow we get involved and some sort of chaos happens. Like I would like to not go through a wall, Bodhi, at least one time in the last few months, Bodhi.
I what if I make the deal that I'm the one that goes through the wall? How is that better?
No, no one should be going through the wall, Bodhi.
Look,
Like,
sometimes things happen. Sometimes I if the I'll talk our way out of it. Okay, I'll talk them down. Whoever it is, what if we get into that?
I think Nolan lets out a sigh and heads to that direction. It's a little bit of a whimper there because he just knows that there's no way of talking out of this one like the last few times.
I talked us out of the giant, the one with the three eyes.
Sure, I got thrown through a wall.
That's because you got you. It happened too quick for me before I started talking. Trust me. I can talk him down. Whatever. If this guy caught a dragon, I'll talk it down.
We'll head to the dragon.
All right. Are we doing buses?
Yeah, I'll take the bus.
All right. So as you leave, um, there is a crowd of people chanting "Down with Titans." Uh, there have been more and more people kind of this movement growing to kind of identify each Scion for Titanic possibility and in kind of like get rid of those Titan Scions because they are dangerous. Um, as you know, Doug is big on Scions. A lot of the marches happen outside of his office, but it doesn't take long for you to get on the bus and make your way to the East Harbor. And as you leave the marches about getting rid of Titans, you start seeing more and more people fighting in the streets for, you know, things. Fighting for the last couple rolls of toilet paper. People are like looting now, breaking into others' houses. It seems like this uh fair has started to take hold of the entire city. And while the flooding is not a threat, uh, it's not just the flooding that is a concern. That craving or unnatural craving or attachment is very much like becoming one with people. By the way, are you hiding that bottle there, Nolan?
Oh, oh, bottle of whiskey.
Yeah.
Um, he was, but like if someone comes up and really wants it, he's not gonna go and fight him for it.
Yeah, because that does happen. Someone like sees the cap, it's like, hey, what you got there?
Wait a minute. Do you have an AA meeting coming up?
No.
Are you telling the truth?
If I say yes, would you believe me?
Well, no, not now. If you say it like that.
Then yes, I'm telling the truth.
Hmm. He's, you know what? I'm gonna read into it. I'm gonna try to figure this one out.
You don't even have to. He's like lying through his teeth.
I am not gonna set you back on your path, sir.
I don't I don't want to do this, but I will fight you for that. And more people in the bus are seeing that there's something you have that they don't, and they're starting to stand up and move to where you are.
Okay. I don't think you guys want to do this, okay? It is not been a great morning.
You're right, we don't want to do this. We just want the bottle. And then someone's like, no, that's my bottle. And pushes the first guy. First guy swings, and there
Um,
begins.
I'm gonna adamant ad admonishment.
Ooh,
Once per scene, when confronting a violent foe, you spend your action explaining the flaws in their behavior and how they might act rightly. So long as you continue lecturing, none take hostile actions, and none take hostile actions against them. They listen non-violently. Even if they succeed in a clash of wills attempt to take a violent action, you may reflexively make a social action or attack them, imputing legend for power scale. If you succeed, the violent action immediately fails in addition to the regular consequences of your action. Somebody uses this to talk down the bus.
okay. Uh, as you see them, the tension coming to a fever pitch, you begin to talk to them about how violence is not going to solve any problems, and even right now, the problem is that they don't have this one bottle of whiskey. Kind of talking to them about how their attachment to these things are just a problem in and of itself. And while you can tell they're not really comprehending most of it, they're all listening very intently.
And you seek the whiskey as a source of a relief of suffering, but it only brings on more suffering. Um, but this is kind of turning into a youth pastor ish kind of talk about the dangers of alcohol and how it clouds your mind and judgment and pollutes your body. And
Give me persuasion presence roll, not against them, but against the interfere of craving. So that'll be 2 successes.
Um, I think Nolan's gonna nod his head, taking a
I
sip of
got
the
two
whiskey and like pocket
successes.
bacon.
I got 2 successes, so yeah.
Nice. And so you can see, like, as you talk, they kind of like slowly return to their senses. A few in the back almost walk back to their seats, like they didn't even realize something was happening. What was that, Nolan?
Um, while Bodhi is doing this, like for some reason he's appeared in the background, taking a sip of the whiskey and then also chewing on bacon. That's right. Shouldn't use alcohol to cloud your judgment.
As you're like saying that, you get a text
God damn it.
or a deluge of texts, as it were.
What?
Hey, kiddo. Slight change of plans. When I said everyone agreed to come, what I meant was I texted everyone. Apparently today is a very big day, and so no one can show up. Uh, I'll see you soon. Love, Dad.
Oh, sweet heavens. Whatever hellish dragon thing has been unleashed.
And you get another text.
Damn it.
Um, hey kiddo. So Aphrodite apparently canceled something to show up. So she has told me in no short amount of words, she is not coming. Um, and also Eros is coming, but it's just us. See you soon. Love, Dad.
Damn it, water craven thing. You had one job. One job. You just he just passes around the bottom like, you one of you can just take it. Just gonna flop back in his seat. Out.
And the person who takes it just like isn't interested anymore. And you all arrive to the East Dock, where there is a large crowd of people. Um,
Okay, Bodhi, I think you're gonna have to do that thing again. Just now with like a massive group like that. Can you handle that group?
I mean, I can, but maybe we
But
save it if there's a dragon.
huh. Right.
so you get off the bus.
Yeah, I mean it can't be that bad.
How do you get through the crowd of people? Because it is like shoulder to shoulder.
Um, so just from the lever neck, soothing presence automatically just lowers everybody's attitude.
Okay.
Um, just politely, kind of, hey, what's going on?
Oh, that fisherman said he caught a dragon, but then he released it back into the water, and so we're all kind of waiting to see a dragon.
Oh, let me. That's probably good. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll go find out what's going on. I'll let you know.
Ah, nice. And as you just kind of like make your way through the crowd parts, it allows you to get in where you see a man who looks to be about 68, uh, fishing with an inexpensive fishing rod, one that you assume would not be able to handle the weight of a dragon unless it was a very babby dragon.
Uh,
Sir,
Oh, no, y'all need to stay back. The dragon is very dangerous. And also, I looked at my phone and I don't have enough likes and subscribes yet. So really, if y'all want to see the dragon, you have to like and subscribe. That's what my grandson told me to do.
do you mind if I. Looks at the phone. Is he actually streaming something or is he just.
He is, in fact, yeah, he is streaming something.
What is he streaming? He's
Uh,
just
it's just
just him trying to fish, or is he actually watching it stream and thinking that it's him?
Oh no, of him trying to fish. Yeah.
Yep. All right. He's gonna to imagine the guy has a phone mount or something
Yep.
that it is. So he's just gonna kind of reach over and kind of pick up the phone with the mount still attached, and just
Mm-hmm.
kind of hey, people watching. This is Bodhi Lee, who endures, who battles the 8 great fears, who is calm. I am here to make sure this dragon is taken care of properly.
Interesting.
And he puts the camera with the tripod still
Right.
standing so that they get to sort of watch. And it's like, your likes and views are going up at the moment. So can you tell me, for the people watching, tell me about this dragon? And I was going to try to pull him in to engage him with. This man has now become the interview subject for this news and he is going to attempt to use the man's streaming to get him to open up more and talk more about it than he might under normal circumstances.
Gotcha. So he'll feel like this is the biggest dragon you've ever seen. When I caught it, it couldn't even fit on this dock. It was, 50 feet, if anything. If not, and it was a big battle. I battled all through the night to get it up, but I caught it. But I have great respect for these creatures, so I let it return because it was a mighty battle, and one warrior respects another.
He's going to start prying him for details. Just kind of, no, so are we talking, Eastern dragon, Western dragon, some sort of just sea monster kind of? What kind of dragon we're looking at here?
Oh, definitely Western. It had a snake body, no wings. Looked like something you would see uh in from China, maybe.
Okay, that's Eastern, but go on.
Eh,
So did it
no,
have?
no, it's definitely it's Western. It had great big wings and four 4 feet, and yeah, it was definitely Western. Definitely Western.
And the wings were separate from its claws, right?
Uh no, no, no,
Or
no.
was it they were joined in, or they were joined in so like they were connected to the front ones?
Did I say have wings? It didn't have wings. It only had legs. It looked more like a dinosaur than a dragon.
Look at a dinosaur. Um, and it swam.
Yes,
Okay, so did it have legs or did it have flippers?
it had legs and
Or
wings
legs and wings?
and
So
a
it had,
flipper on its tail.
and its flipper on its tail. Um, so it has wings again. Um, so what kind of feet that we're talking about? Are we talking about clawed, hooved? Um,
It had human feet.
Human feet.
And you can see that he's like looking around and seeing the crowd is very clearly like, what the hell? He's
Okay.
I think there's too many people for the dragon. I think everyone's making the dragon upset. So
I mean,
I should
you had an epic battle with it, obviously, so it's tired now, right?
yes, is that
So
see
yeah,
the
so
dragon
it's
is
like,
tired.
so yeah, so I mean, I know you are quite the fisherman to have battled it all night. You're probably starving.
Yeah, I've been here since, yesterday morning, just really going
Yeah,
at it. I
yeah.
would
Uh, you can go over down. I bet if you go over down to the end of the dock or over to Millie's, they'll whip you up a fish and chips. Um,
yeah, that's a that's a great idea. He goes to stream. Everyone, I think it's time for me to say goodbye for today. I need to go and recharge for this next epic battle. Thank you all for joining. I'm going to go to Millie's, the best restaurant on the Eastern Shore, the Eastern Wharf. And he like kind of quickly tries to excuse himself from the now exceedingly confused crowd who are just like, he didn't see a dragon, did he?
Um, Nolan is going to look around for clues to see like what type of fuckery has happened in this area where someone would claim he fought a dragon? Because there got to be something he's hiding in here.
Give me, mm, I would say occult, like dragon stuff, are pretty occult, and cunning because you're figuring things out.
Cool. Any complications?
For finding clues, no.
Okay.
Actually, no, there is one.
One.
Just
Okay.
one.
Um, Gotta reroll that one. Two successes.
All right. So you can use the two successes to buy the two clues. You can use one success to buy a clue and buy off one complication, or the complication, I should say.
Hmm. You know what? My life is complications, so I'm just gonna try to find these clues.
Okay. Um, so you're looking around, and this man is clearly full of shit. However, you look down um over the pair, and you're like pairing through, and there does seem to be disturbance on the bottom, as if some large cylinder-esque creature was pulled up. You drop down into the water. It's not that deep right now. It's about like knee length.
Okay.
And you're pretty sure you see a exceedingly large scale. You don't know if it is a dragon scale, but it would need to be a reptilian creature of massive length. You are, of course, you don't buy off the complication. I need you to roll a defensive action.
Cool. Cool.
As Bodhi, you look and you see a disturbance in the water coming at great speed.
And I know that Nolan went down there.
Yes.
Can I can I try to do an athletics thing to pull him up?
You can do an athletics thing. I would say you could add your enhancement on the. You could add your athletics to his
So
defensive role enhancements to pull him up. Yeah.
so roll straight athletics or
No, we'll say athletics might.
dexterity because it's quick thinking.
Yeah, sure. Oh, boo.
Wow,
Is that good or?
that's 9 dice and not a single 8.
Oh, I got three.
Well, that's enough. You see Bodhi's hand and you jump up, you grab it, you get pulled up as this massive long rams right into the wall. And had you not moved out the way, you can see yourself have being knocked through that wall.
Oh, Nolan. No, we can just talk our way through this. There's no way you're going through a wall, Nolan.
You didn't go through. You have not gone through a wall.
Luckily, I've been training for like dodging out of the way of this thing.
Uh,
Um,
there is a massive dragon down on the water, and it's a screaming throng of people running away because people are people and they're panicking. Some people are falling into the water. Uh, I think we should do an initiative roll.
How does that work?
I always forget. I think it is either cunning and athletics or yeah, we like look it up. Unless Zach, do you know off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head, no. It's like Dex and athletics and cunning and empathy or something, or Dex
Yeah.
and empathy and cunning and
Initiative. So yeah, do cunning and athletics or dex and empathy while I look it up. And next time we do it, we will use the real deal thing. Oh, I'm actually right on the page.
oh,
Oh my gosh.
what is it?
Your most appropriate combat skill plus cunning. So could be athletics and cunning, could be close combat and cunning, could be firearms and cunning, could be empathy and cunning if you're like, I read my enemies and then I strike back.
And I told you I'm going to
Uh,
try to talk this one out of try
Yeah.
this out. No.
that's a 5 for me.
Okay. For you, we will be using popcorn initiative.
2.
2. This thing cannot. Yeah, no. Nolan, you are up first. As people are screaming, not too many people have fallen in, only 5. Um, and this thing is like rearing up about like maybe 20 feet long. What will you do?
Let me see. 'Cause I probably have to activate this. Um, I am going to let's see, what do I have to spend on this? Do I spend anything on this? I don't. Is anyone in the hazard area like in direct line of fire for this thing?
There are 2 people who, if this thing could reach without moving, just because of how long it is. The other 3 are
Uh,
like protected from the warp.
okay. Then I am going to use my let me see, can I a fortress. I'm gonna use that Guardian Act.
Ooh.
At the start of a combat scene, roll your knack skill with 1 enhancement. Gain the following stunts, which you may spend the resulting success each time you successfully defend.
Oh,
So,
dang.
let me see. So yeah, going to throw that up
Mm-hmm.
and kind of just have the gun ready, but no, I gotta defend myself just in case and be like just preparing for this thing attack.
Okay. Um, it has definitely noticed those 2, but has not attacked yet. Um, who would you like to go next?
Uh while Bodhi's preparing, I'm gonna send it back to the dragon just so we can figure out what he's plan on doing.
Okay. Uh, Bodhi, you're behind Nolan, correct? Because Nolan was out like in the water, like looking for
Yeah,
things,
so I kind of pulled him up onto the wharf, so he would kind of be like, I
like
guess,
next to each other.
next to
Okay.
me.
It's definitely going to attack. Yeah, it's going to definitely attack Nolan. Missed an opportunity earlier. Nolan, you can roll your defensive roll. Wow, you are a horrible dragon.
Okay, okay. with the enhancement, so that puts me up to 5.
Jeez.
Um, and I am going to use, since I got a fortress up, I'm going to use one of my successes, my turn,
Mm-hmm.
uh, makes one additional attack action against an opponent that attacked your charge this round.
Okay.
So I am going to shoot this thing.
That's fair. I did try to bite you.
Do, 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 do. Let's see, that's and so 9. That's 3. I am shooting this thing
All right.
uh with my gun.
It rolled a 2, and so you definitely hit. Uh, if there is an extra stunt that you want to buy with one success, you can.
Okay. Um, Let me see what's that. Now I got. What does lethal do? What does that tag do for this situation?
Uh, lethal is essentially you cannot like knock a creature out with that. Like if you take them out with that gun, they're gone.
Gotcha. Then if that's the case, then I'm not gonna do any stunts right now. I am gonna hit it and be like, "Hey, hey, listen. This can go one of two ways. Either A, you act politely, and we can talk about this, or B, I make a great outfit for you for a dinner party."
Uh, you know what? Roll me persuasion. You're not
Okay. Okay.
manipulating. You're not composed. Presence, yeah.
No. No, 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 no.
Um,
Uh,
difficulty is going to be high because you just shot it, but
that's fine. Okay. Okay. We're getting somewhere. All right. We got 3.
okay. 3. It looks at you and you can tell that it understands what you're saying. Um, but it's a little too upset with the gunshot wound.
That's fair.
This does mean you have another momentum. Once again, let's try to remember these things. Like you're up to minimum 3. You're probably up to 5 by now. So we'll just say you're up to 5.
Cool.
Bodhi, it is your turn.
As I said, as Bodhi said when we came here, he was going to talk to it. So again, adamant admonishment to talk. Does this count as a new scene?
Yep,
Okay,
we're not.
so then it doesn't cost momentum to use it at this time, and is going to talk to this dragon about um, the need for right action and about how um, standing from violence and from killing and from injuring, and how that creates a better world for the rest of us to live in, and it helps ease the suffering of those around us and who we interact with. And we'll just keep essentially rambling on about that because that's what that knack does is
Uh,
gets to, you know they would need to succeed at a clash of wills to attempt a violent action while I'm
yes,
talking, and if they do, I can do a thing.
right. Um, you can tell there is something as you're talking, and you're able to get his attention. You can tell that even though you have this dragon's attention, there is the typical connection that you have when you're talking to another entity
Mhm.
is not there. You don't know what it is. Maybe this dragon is being controlled, but there is something that is off with this dragon attacking. The end of your turn, who would you like to go next? It is the new round, so it can be you, can be Nolan, or it can be the dragon.
I'm picking up on this, and I'm uh, going to continue this. Try to keep it talking so that it doesn't take a violent action, and or so that it can't take a violent action, and try to kind of figure out what it's going on there.
Okay.
Um, kind of so it like if it's not in control or if it's under the influence of something or kind of what if I can pick up anything there. But yeah, and kind of encourage it to you know think right thoughts, to kind of get whatever might be controlling it back into.
I would like an empathy cunning roll, 3 successes with 1 complication.
Okay, is that complication related to a grudge, enmity, or misconception?
What was the second one you said?
An enemy? I am probably mispronouncing this word, but it's
I would say, ye- I would say it falls into that category distantly,
okay.
but still falls in, so it works.
Okay. The innate, the pantheon innate power
Hmm.
for the pilots is can overcome three points of complications when influencing character when it's related to one of those three things. So what was the difficulty on that?
Great.
Okay. And yeah, I got that.
All right. Um, this creature is very much being controlled by a much more powerful entity. Um, it's the type of control where this creature may not even be conscious within their own body right now, almost like being remote control.
So I'm not speaking to the creature. I'm speaking to whoever is controlling this creature.
Yes.
Um, I mean, their point, they're still getting across my. They're still getting my message. It's just,
Oh yeah.
and they would still be. Would they still technically be the ones that I would be influencing since I'm influencing because they're the ones in control?
Yep.
Okay. Feel free to speak freely, even though you are, using through this vessel and not here yourselves. Tell us, talk to us, let's talk about um, this and what we can do to kind of make this better, so that this violence doesn't continue.
The creature goes to open its mouth and then suddenly turns to the right. And you hear that 68-year-old fisherman say, "All right, we're all charged up, and I'm here to catch a dra." I got it. He turns the camera, and everyone sees the massive dragon uh, in sight. And he attempts to claim that because he has been fishing here, the dragon was lured here, and so even though he didn't actually catch it, he was the cause of it being here. Therefore, he should get the credit of it being caught. Once again, he is a warrior with a fishing pole.
Uh, uh,
Buddy.
I'm gonna pass this off to the dragon because I want to see what the dragon does after I've been talking to it for 2 rounds to prevent it from taking a violent action.
It is going to attempt to take a violent action. Uh,
And that would be a Clash of Wills.
so it is going to roll. Where are you, dragon stats? Well, let's do that. Do you get at least one? Okay, you get two.
Okay. Um, Clash of
And
Wills is
for
what is the dice pool again? Max skill plus applicable calling roll.
yes, what calling is this?
This is Guardian.
So then it would be your what is what thing? It would be your guardian skill roll plus the next skill.
All right. So talking would probably be persuasion.
Yeah.
3.
Yep. It failed the Clash of Will, and so it lunges at the fisherman and then like stops and pulls back and is just like staring it down. Uh, at the end of his turn, it's going to Nolan. It is your turn.
Hey. Um, he's just gonna go. Bodhi, are you still talking there, buddy?
Yeah,
Or
I mean, as you can see, it didn't attack the fisherman. It tried to, but it didn't because that's how this kind of works. By the something's controlling the dragon. By the way,
um, he is just gonna back up, kind of scan the area to see maybe if someone's in the area controlling this thing.
How would you determine if someone is controlling the dragon?
Someone just looks way too out of the ordinary, or looks way too ordinary, while everyone else is panicking. This person just looks like they're way too involved here
Okay.
when they shouldn't be.
Um, do you have any next calling, legendary titles, like anything to help this? Because you could definitely do it without that, but without that, it would be a
L-
fairly difficult role because you get the feeling that like whoever's doing this is absolutely hiding themselves.
Um, I don't think I can say it's like a purview of like I have a purview in chaos, and this is could be considered pretty chaotic.
Yeah. Okay. What are your legendary titles?
Didn't come up with those yet.
We did it. Okay. So then for now, what I would say is just do it. We won't do the legendary titles. Just do a use a Marvel. So we'll still spend the legend
Okay.
and attempt to essentially cut through the chaos. And if you get one success on an empathy cunning roll, you will be able to identify who the source of the control is.
Cool, 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 cool. I can do that. And if you got in, that's 4, 5, 6, 8, 7, actually. All right, gotta reroll those. I got 3.
You are like feeling like each individual person's like heart beating to see how chaotic they're feeling right now. The people who are like actively running from the dragon, people who are like in the water, they all have this very similar, oh my gosh, I'm going to die kind of vibe. There is one person very nearby who is very calm. He has no feelings of chaos in their heart whatsoever. The 68-year-old fisherman.
Um, that's when Bodhi just sees Nolan, eyes kind of flare up with that golden red that you get when you are the son of a war god. That gun comes out. It says Cupid's arrow or Cupid's bow on the side of the gun, but that thing isn't loving, and he points it directly towards fisherman. All right, phone, and then you tell your nice dragon friend to go back into the water.
What are you
Don't
talking?
don't tempt me. I've been through this before.
Okay, I will. Dragon friend, you can go. And the dragon roars and slowly descends back into the water.
Yeah, chaos sense. I've been through so much crazy and stupid shit that I can tell when the epicenter of the chaos is, and this guy is it. He's controlling it.
We're all trying to get a few a few followers. Like, so I made a friend who just happens to be a dragon.
No, no. A friend is basically like, oh, we go to lunch together. A friend is someone that, you two are two dumbasses and become besties. What that is chaos causing more chaos in the city.
You know what? You're right. I I've gone too far and I should atone. And you can see he's like starting to step back slowly.
Oh. That dragon wasn't acting on its own.
Of course.
That wasn't a friend. That was something that you were controlling. You forced it to attack us.
I never did like you, Bodhi.
Well,
You or your mom. Oh, don't worry. I'll be back. And he is going to sprint into the swarm of people who are still like, what the fuck is happening? You
Uh,
do each have likely time to do one action, as you get the feeling if he gets into the crowd, you're not going to see him again. However, the action you do, if you want it to be subtle or carefully aimed, there will be complications involved.
I am going to pull out a medallion and just go, yeah, we're not doing that. And I am going to use um, irresistible impulse as per my purview, passion, sorrow.
Ooh. What does that do again? Let me.
I can pull that up for you.
Irresistible.
I in B1 Legend, you will fill a character's heart with an emotion of your choice.
Yes, this one. What emotion are you going to fill his heart with?
Too sad to function, sorrow.
Going to zero. They like to fight the condition based on the chosen difficulty. Uh-huh. But when they take an action, the story guide deems. Okay. Um, so you fill his heart with this just like deep, depressing sadness. Bodhi.
I'm gonna uh, run up on him with Piston Fist to knock him on his ass.
All right. Uh, does get to have a defensive roll on that. I am going to use the complications created from being too sad to function, as I'm going to assume that if you're pretty sad, it's harder to defend yourself.
Okay. Since this is
Also, you have horrible defense. No, he whatever you roll is going to hit it.
okay. Where the tens have been all dying. Okay. That is
I've
three
been stealing them.
successes.
Yeah, no, that hits.
So yeah, just the fact that he is the entire idea is to knock him prone here. So anything beyond that is uh, bonus
Okay.
because
Uh,
he like can't. It's not just like knocking prone. Even just to stand up, he has a three.
yeah.
Uh, he has a difficulty 3 just to rise. Yep. So
With the combination of those two, this old man is down for the count. Not even having the will to get up. And you hear people cheering, thanking you. There is like one person in the water who's like, "Why are we cheering? Can somebody help me out here?" But like in general, people are just impressed by the blue Bodhi, who no longer has to be blue, as with the retreat of the dragon, so too has the rain kind of scattered.
all right. Um, there's still this person in the water though. Um,
Other people like help him up.
all right. So would you like? He's gonna roll the fisherman over so that he can see him. Would you like to tell us, yeah, who you are?
Who I am is of little consequence.
What
Okay,
you
okay.
seem to have been doing in this city has had significant consequence. So,
I'm merely a reflection of the city. I'm not the one who forced people to steal and fight over each other. I created a little drizzle. They did that.
He's asking to get like uppercutted. Like he's asking to like experience osteoporosis at his young age. Let's restart this. Hi there. You basically ruined our morning. So like you are going to explain to us why you decided to lift up a perfectly fine dragon and cause all of this chaos.
I mean, the simple answer is I want to take over Atusa.
you want to take over Atusa.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Funny enough, we already have a guy who's trying to take over Tuesday, and he seems like perfectly fine as is. So we don't need another one trying to take over Tuesday, okay?
Ah, yes, that the rich boy.
Well, he has a name, but yes, the rich boy. But also at the same time, I do not want to hear that from like a social media fisherman, okay?
You know, we've been talking about his plans. We think it's great.
Right?
I was going to wait until he built this magical tower of his. Can you imagine it? Giving me control of a city where I can easily sneak into the realm of the gods.
See, why'd you have to say that? Now we have to be responsible, and now we actually have to deal with this. See, you could have just like not did this, and we all would have had a perfectly fine morning. I could just go ahead, go clean up the like my place. Bodhi can go and do what Bodhi does.
There's one mistake you made, though.
Ah, lay it on us.
And
What's
you
the big
start to
mistake?
hear screaming as he says, like a classic villain, "You didn't kill me. This dragon can fly and is flying down to bite all three of you. You can attempt to jump out the way, or you can attempt to stay."
Okay. 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 Bodhi, do you need me to rescue you? Get you out of the way of this?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Then I'm gonna grab this old man's leg, and I am just gonna like pull us both out of the way, just kind of launch us backwards.
If so, launching backwards would just be your normal defensive roll. Launching backwards with him would have a +3 complication, as grabbing his leg actively burns, as if there's some sort of sorcery involved.
Okay. That's cool. That's fine. With the one thing, defend.
There we go. Finally, dragon, roll some dice.
That's exactly what you want to hear.
Uh, 4 successes.
Okay, so the dragon rolled 4 successes. Uh, you can get away by yourself, or you can get away with the grabbing and the burning.
Okay. I can deal with the burning.
Okay. Bode, are you jumping out?
Um, the dragon's clearly coming after our fisherman friend, right?
Yeah.
Um, I'm going to take after Nolan's lead and grab the other end of the guy and kind of try to shove him out of the way of the dragon.
Okay. We will say same thing. You need to roll 4 successes.
Okay. Uh,
Wait, no, I'm doing that wrong. It has to buy off your defense, and it does hit.
oh,
Oh. Okay. So are we doing like a defense roll or like just defense?
Defense roll, yeah.
Defense roll. Okay. Okay. Cool. 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 Um, would my immortal guardian knack living pillar count for this?
Living pillar. What does that do?
When you protect someone else with your body, you're immune to environmental hazards.
Mm,
Or would this become, or is this because it's direct? That wouldn't work.
direct, yeah. It's not an
Okay.
environmental hazard, but a direct attack on your person.
All right. Cool. 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 Flame on.
Wait, well, okay. So you take, what was it, one bruise condition, but you're able to get out. Uh, Bodhi,
all right. Um, my defense roll, I got 3 successes. So
okay,
that puts me up to 4.
okay. So it's still able to buy off the defense and inflict the injured condition. So you are also bruised, but are able to escape. Um, you
Uh,
both, Mhm.
I have tempered, so that
You
means I
do,
have a soft armor that puts me up to 4.
right,
Um,
but like it.
but the defense is 1 plus what you roll, right?
Oh yes, you are right.
So that's 4 success. That puts me up to 4 successes. So that means that that's 5.
Right. Yes, and so you are able to dodge the gnashing teeth, no problem. Uh, However, are you also holding on to the?
Yes, I am grabbing our friend here and throwing him out of the way of the dragon.
All right.
His
So then you both take an extra bruise condition, uh, burned hands, as his body is about 800 degrees somehow.
All right. I'm going to use the innate power for fertility and heal one bruise condition for all allies. One which I can do once per session.
Do you have innate powers or do you have epicenters? Because I know one of your
That is only when I use the dagger that epicenters go off.
gotcha.
Yep.
Then yeah, you all heal from that burn. What are you going to do? You are holding what appears to be, but is very clearly not, an old fisherman, and there is a dragon just kind of hanging out, looking very ready to attack.
All right, Bodhi, do we kill the dragon? Yes or no?
Um, Fishman, you going to tell us? Going to give us some straight answers, or is it worth our? Is it going to be worth our time at all?
Don't kill my dragon. I'll be, I will be forthright.
All right. Let's let's start getting me some. Let's start talking here. Let's work this out without us. You know.
Yeah, what would you like to know? I will be as honest as humanly possible.
Well, what? Let's start off with what are you? Because you're definitely not human.
I mean, you don't have to call me out on it. We're having a conversation. What does it matter what I am?
That it's not being forthright and honest. You're attempting to deceive and attempting to. Um, and he's almost about to get back into admonishment because this man is not doing right speech. Um,
Like, okay. I think what you all tend to call me, my species, my race, whatever you want to say it, is Rakshasa.
all right. So now that we got it out of the way, and you're controlling this dragon,
Mhm.
and you are trying to take over the city because.
I don't know, it's a good location. And it's about to have a teleportation circle to every plane of existence known to man. And then when I take over, I can add a few myself. I mean, why would I not take over the city?
Because you're going to hurt a lot of people in the process.
I was using TikTok before you all came. No one was hurt.
You caused a condition where people were fighting over toilet paper and whiskey on a city bus.
I I don't know if I can take 100% of blame for that. I think part of that is how your system is structured. And if I were to take over, you wouldn't have to worry about that.
You put the you can't throw a dog a steak and then say it's the dog's fault for eating it.
Okay, yes, I had something to do with some of the violence that happened today. By the way, Nolan, you get a text, or should I say, a deluge of texts.
Right now I'm dealing with a Roxanne and a deadly water dragon that breathes fire. What could it possibly be so important? I'm just gonna read the text.
Hey, you kiddo. Uh, I said dinner. I was told that I don't understand how human time works. We'll be there in 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Love, Dad.
He's gonna say a quick text. Hi, listen. I would love to deal with this right now. Unfortunately, I am dealing with a dragon, and not just any dragon, a dragon attacking the city, and also possibly someone trying to be their own dictator for the city. While I would love to deal with our family, he deletes that part like no, that's going to be a little bit too pointed. While I would love to be there in 2 minutes, it's going to probably take me about maybe an hour. Send.
You get a text or deluge of text. That's what I'm just in it for the rest of the session campaign now.
This man.
Did I say 2 minutes? I meant 2 seconds. We are here. I don't see you. Did you move from Greece?
Was never in Greece in the first place. What do you mean move to Greece? And like while he's like trying to distract the dragon that is from attacking the city, he's also on the phone trying to text and he's yelling at Bodhi, "Do you believe this?" And he's zigzagging while this thing is breathing fire. He's asking me that he's in Greece as if I'm there in Greece. Do you understand what is happening here? This is all your fault. Support to the fisherman. You had one
Wait,
job.
what? My fault? What?
One job was to make sure I didn't have to go to this fucked up family reunion thing, and you decide that you want to be a whole dictator with a dragon that can't even cancel appointments. How are you going to take over the city? A disappointment.
Okay, okay, wait. Maybe I can help you. Hold on. Like let's talk this out.
I'm literally dealing with your dragon. We're beyond talking about this at this point. Bodhi, drop the book on him. Like, give him a lecture, then drop the book on him.
He stops the dragon from
So,
attacking.
all right,
Lodi?
all right. So now Bodhi's now waiting for this man to take out to see what he's going to do.
Okay.
Um,
He stops the dragon from attacking and says, "Look, I don't really want to cause that much violence. I don't really want to cause problems. What can I do to you? Like, would you like me to cancel this family reunion thing that you're dealing with?
Just go home. Just go home and leave me alone for right now, please.
Is I don't see how that could help, but like if you want me to go home, like I can do that.
This, Bodhi, what do you want to do?
I mean, the unfortunate truth of this is that sometimes to prevent more violence, to prevent more harm to coming, you've shown no regard for the people in the city and have actively caused more suffering in just a short amount of time. I don't see how this is going to be something that can show that you are of any worth to the city. And at this point, Bodhi is going to pull out the Skyfall dagger and shank him.
Yep. Uh, roll that stabby dice.
All right.
Let's see what. How much defense do you roll? That is not enough, sir.
Okay. So that is 3 successes plus the enhancement for the stabby stabby.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Uh, he rolled.
Aggravated lethal melee. Aggravated lethal and piercing tags are on the knife.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So
He rolled a 1.
he rolled a 1.
So
Um, so let me see something here. Uh, that's not what I'm looking for. Does this all count as the same scene?
yeah, this is the same
Okay.
scene from when you left the bus.
From when I left the bus, so then that means that the pistons is. Oh wait, that's a. Never mind. That's close combat, not or that's fist, not. Uh, attacking stunts. Damn, so close to.
The crit.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um, if given opportunity, I'll just help with following Bodhi's lead. I'll follow up with a shot from Loverboy.
Yeah. Um, I will use the. Does he have any weapon, armor, or otherwise that is?
nope.
Nope. Not a lot I could do with these extra successes if he doesn't have anything to.
He's like steal.
Yeah. Okay, I got him in the. I'll spend 1 stunt on blinding.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to disarm. Not enough for critical. Um, we'll knock him prone.
Yep.
Um, and then use the rest on after, causing inflicting damage. Um, Feint. You generate enhancement on your or an ally's next attack against the opponent you're attacking.
Nice. Nolan, if you were to attack with Loverboy, you would have that enhancement.
Yep, I am going to fire.
And I'm assuming this is just a normal shot and not a spear shot, correct?
Yeah, there's no point of using the spear shot. We're trying to make this clean, not trying to create a bunch of chaos here.
Okay. Roll that firearms then.
Ooh. Yep, 8. Okay, so 8 dice.
8?
No, rolling 8 dice.
Oh, okay.
I got plus enhancements, so 4.
Yep. Still has a 1 on that. Uh, so it is dead. How would you like to do this?
Center, straight in the forehead, just not even looking at him, just looking at the text message. I can't believe that we have had to put up with this, and it's just, what time is it?
And on the ground, bleeding out.
You see this, right? Like a dragon in the middle of the city.
Yeah, no. Oh, this is way too early in the morning for a dragon. What's the dragon doing, by the way, now that the guy controlling it is shanked and shot?
It like shakes its head. You can see it's like coming out of this stupor. Looks at you and says, "Young ones, I thank you for your help,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but do not become too complacent. I fear this fiend is not far."
Yeah. Most likely is in like the lower realms, some underworld. Probably gonna go and do something. Yeah. Go home.
No, I mean the one controlling me is in a building somewhere.
Like, this guy isn't even. Is the guy there?
Guy's there. Um, Rakshasa Dragon says Rakshasa are powerful beings able to control minds and control multiple bodies.
Do you know which building it is?
It was nearby. It has recently fled. If nothing else, you've scared it away for time being, and you should be proud of that.
That's great, buddy. Go home. You have caused enough damage. You have
You
you have invoked family trauma. Do you
you've
understand that?
you've had a day um, that you know was not what you wanted. This is not what you set out to do this morning when you got up. So yeah, you go chill, do your thing. Do you have a number or something if you need to talk? You know, want to meet up again, pair notes. We can.
If you want to reach me, just meditate on my existence, and I can communicate with you there.
I can do that. Cool, cool. What's your name?
Thornton.
Dorton.
Yes.
All right.
And the dragon bids you good day, flies back into the water where it leaves. By this time, most people have kind of like cleared away. And you do hear in the distance this long, slow clap. As a very familiar man to Nolan steps out in a very nice suit, accompanied by this very beautiful woman and this, well, yeah, attractive and very somewhat hyperactive young man. And Ares says, Nolan, my boy!
Bodhi, you know how you keep saying that whole mindfulness thing, keeping calm and peace, violence begets violence?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm over it. He just fly kicks Ares in the chest. Just completely just like drop kicks him.
Because of how Ares is, as you're drop kicking him, you can see this like look of just pure adoration. Just like, my boy. And because he's a god of war and also two scale above you, he's just going to grab you and like slam you into the ground because that is his way of bonding with you.
Let me get up. Great to see you.
That was a great drop kick. You are learning the art of war. It makes me so happy. Aphrodite, aren't you happy? And she won't even like look in your vicinity.
Yep, nope. That's you know what? Wasn't expecting anything else but that.
Whereas Eros is like, it doesn't take. It takes a lot to be slammed to the ground and stand back up. You're a killer there, champ.
Thank you.
Aphrodite will kind of like speak to actually Aphrodite will speak to Bodhi. I was very impressed the way you handled yourself out here.
I did what I thought was right at the time and that it called for.
It takes a very strong man to have strong values. I respect that.
Well, thank you.
And then she'll kind of turn around and be like, clearly, when we asked for a restaurant, this is not it. I mean, I know the human world is full of smells, but clearly we're not eating here, right?
No. In fact, I have the perfect restaurant, but first I have to make a phone call.
Hmm.
Bodhi, it's time for violence. He's gonna dial a phone number. Hey, Mom, I was wondering if you wanted to join me and Dad for dinner.
Let's see. Your mom be like, I mean, I guess I don't mind. Where are we going?
Oh, he texts her at the restaurant. You know what? I will come and pick you up. Oh, and by the way, it because he knows that she hasn't seen this man and he doesn't know which dad he's referring to, he's
Hmm.
gonna take a picture and send it to her. And he's just gonna look at Aries. You know, I was thinking, instead of just having one part of the family, why don't we have the whole family here and you can explain to her why you haven't talked to her in about almost 30 years?
So
You think I'm bad. You haven't seen her mad.
Aries is like, well, I was actually thinking to go to Greece to eat,
Don't worry, I can bring her.
and I don't
Oh
want to
no, she's
bother
coming.
her. And
She's
Aphrodite's
coming.
like, no, she's coming.
She's coming, definitely coming. So we can have a conversation about all this. And then she can see the text messages. And then we can talk to Aphrodite about where I found you and where we first met. Long conversation.
That's a great idea. You know what? You all go ahead. I'm gonna get some flowers to bring to your mom, and then I'll meet you at the restaurant.
Uh, no, I'm sending my guys to make sure you come to the restaurant.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. Like send your guys, escort me. I don't feel like driving around myself. So yeah, send your guys, and I'll
Uh-huh.
meet you at the restaurant
Uh-huh.
in 20 minutes. I want to get the good bouquet.
5 minutes.
Okay, but I'm not paying for the flowers then.
Don't worry. They can pay for the flowers.
Excellent. Excellent.
We have delivery services now. That
Oh,
just
I got
yeah.
I got to pick. I can't trust. I have to pick the flowers out.
And trust has some faith in the hardworking people of our city to do what is right and provide you what you need, and they
I've
will.
met many people of the city. I trust myself. But don't you worry. Uh, and he like pulls out his spear and he's like, I will find the best flowers. And in this like preachy moment, Aphrodite just like walks off. And Eros is like, here he goes again.
This is why we couldn't have the thing at your temple, Bodhi.
I mean, it's only three, and then your mom, and who else is coming?
Bodhi, that's enough to start a war. A whole war.
I'm just saying.
I, we got enough problems on our plate as it is. You want to come to Greece?
Uh, no, I mean I do have to get back, and I don't want to interrupt on your family time. You know,
No, please interrupt on family time.
no, it is a bonding moment. That I I don't come from a big family, so I don't know. Well, I mean, I do come from a big family, but it's not really that close, and then some people are and aren't. It's very confusing.
I really do not know this family at all, Bodhi.
Well, then you don't want me being around while you're trying to get to know them. Aphrodite seems nice. There you go. Start there.
He's just gonna walk off and just find the nearest bathhouse and be like, "Yes, I have to go to Greece, but first pick up mom, then go to Greece, and then explain to mom why I'm able to come from all the way from one part of the city to her to take her to Greece." Oh my! He's just gonna go through the doors and leave.
So as you like, or just like spiraling of like the nonsense you're about to have to deal with, a dove flies down with a message in its beak.
Oh,
It gives it to you.
oh, it's the most normal message delivery I've gotten all day.
And it has 4 words on it. Stay away from Rachel.
And he's just gonna keep going.
All right. You're on your way, I assume, to pick up your mom. Bodhi, where are you going?
I mean, his day has kind of been overthrown. He does not have much of a routine anymore, but
Right.
he's got, you know when he can, he likes to go do things to help out people. Um, so he's going to go to a hospital somewhere in the city. Then he's going to go and he's going to, bless a mother who's about to give birth, and with so that her kid grows up to be big and strong and unable to be killed by supernatural, at least throughout her
Nice.
teenage years. So yeah, I'm gonna go find someone to use um, bless or favor of nature on.
Nice. You find your way to the hospital, and on your way there, you pass a familiar face. Uh, Rachel. She is there, with Doug, as Doug is like trying to talk to the hospital director to figure out, can we do some kind of thing where we bring parts of the hospital or expand the hospital into Scion Towers, as you make your way to find one of the mothers who is about to give birth so their child can grow up to be strong and safe and have a happy and healthy life.
He walks by and he's just be like, "Doug, no," and keep walking.
That's like, okay, plan D, uh, and heads back to his office to attempt a new plan for his Scion Towers.
All right.
No, Nolan, you make your way to your mom's house. She invites you. It's like, "Hey, come on in. Uh, dinner's almost ready. It's going to be great."
Um, there's like at least 15 years of things that we're gonna have to go over. But I met Dad. No, not that Dad. You don't have to explain anything further. But yes, Dad, met that one. It's a lot more complicated. Just follow me. Dinner will be here when we get back.
Is this about the trip to Greece?
Yeah.
He texted me. Apparently that's been canceled or something.
Huh. He
He,
texted you and not me.
he had to go back home and do a thing, and I don't know.
Ah. Never mind then.
Do, do you want some dinner?
Yeah, it's been a weird morning.
Sit. I think it's time we had a talk. I don't know exactly what's going on, but that friend of yours has been keeping me updated on some of the stuff you do. But I think it's time I hear it from you.
Wait, what friend of mine?
That the rich guy, Doug. He
Wait,
texts.
what?
He got in contact with me one day. Want to find out what I did to have a son as a scion and what he could do to become a scion. And he just like texts me every once in a while.
Okay. So I'm guessing Doug knows more about. Okay, yeah, no. This is, how about you tell me from the start how you got tangled in all of this?
So after dinner is served, she explains how she, as a young woman, went to Greece, and how the people in her like trip were actively pissing her off, how they assumed she was going to be very demure, and how she quickly showed them that like she is not the one. apparently she did this outside of an ancient temple of Ares, who was like, "Hello there, you look aggressive." And she was like, "The fuck did you just say?"
Hmm.
Um, and so they had a quick tryst. According to her, and you've never heard this, she was the one who broke it off with him.
Now that I think about it, that makes sense.
And now to this day, he will still text her once every like 3 or so years. Um,
Huh. That's unnerving. Also, he keeps garage like he shows the text garage texting.
from what I've heard, uh, most gods are not really great with human technology. They don't really use it. They have all kinds of different things. Um, just give him some grace, or not, honestly. Um, you know, you are a man, and also, you know, you apparently are becoming a god. That
Say that. Doug says that, but you know what? I am perfectly fine just as I am in my whole career thing.
I am too, baby. I'll get some more mashed potatoes.
Also, he is going to consume this food and not think about any Scion business whatsoever as long as possible.
Gotcha. And so we wrap up our Monday eating good potatoes, blessing babies, and remembering that this is just an average day in a Scion. I think we'll wrap up there for the day. Thank you both so much for playing. Thank you all for watching. I think let's do a little wrap up. So, who you are, who you're playing, and kind of where they stand in this world right now. Let's go backward this time and start with Nolan.
Hi, I'm Crow. I play Nolan Peters, who is the son of Ares, who's usually a little bit more put together, but he's just been going through a lot these last few weeks, so a little bit more frantic than he would normally be. Uh, and yeah, we will check into how this whole reluctant God thing turns out.
Beautiful. And let's go to Bodhi.
I've been playing Bodhi Lee, the son of Tara of the palace, who is, you know, not always, he wasn't. He's still trying to adjust. It's been a couple years. He's getting better at it. He did not always live this lifestyle, and sometimes that shows. You know, things happen. But yeah, he's ready to find out what is in store.
Excited to explore what's in store with all of you next week,
Yeah.
where we start episode 2 of Scion the Tower. Will Doug take the advice and not build a massive tower? Will the Rakshasa return? All this and more. Once again, thank you and see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.